Hello everyone, this is Dr. Kalpana and you're watching my YouTube channel Pharmacy Lessons Made Easy. The topic of today's discussion is the most buzzing one. What is impact factor? We generally talk about journals, research, this paper got published in this journal, its impact factor is this much, but we must understand what actually impact factor is. Okay, so let's try to understand it. What it actually indicates. It is nothing but an indicator or a meter that reflects the importance of a journal in its field. By field, I mean to say whether it is literature or science. In science too, is it biotechnology or pharmaceutical sciences, physics, chemistry, biology, the basic sciences, that way. Okay, so it is a quantitative figure which gives the average number of citations to the articles which got published in journals, books, theses, project reports, newspapers, conference seminar proceedings, and the documents which got published on internet, notes, and any other approved documents. So this was about what it actually emphasizes upon, what it actually indicates. Now the next question that comes to our mind is, who actually has given this meter or an indicator? Who was the discoverer of it? Actually, it was introduced by Eugene Garfield. He was an information scientist and the founder of the Institute for Scientific Information. In his words, impact factor is actually an impact that simply reflects the ability of journals and editors to attract the best paper available. So it is to cater the needs of the reader of that particular field. What should I read for? Okay, to which journal I should rely for as a reader. So this is a meter which will give me an indication that which journal is ranking better in its particular field. Now, for which it is applicable for? It is applicable only for journals. Which type of journals? Not for the new journals, okay? And it is not applicable for individual articles or individual scientists. So if we talk about H index, so that is applicable for an individual scientist, right? But for journals, impact factor is applicable. Okay, why it is not applicable for new journals? Because after completing minimum 3 years of publication, it can be calculated. Okay, so that means in its calculations, the 3-year data is required. Of course, that is why it cannot be calculated before 3 years. Fine. So let's see what data actually it needs for the calculation. And who calculates it? Actually, Thomson Scientific for those journals that it indexes, right? So about the citation indexes, you can refer to one of my video. The link I have shared in the description box. You can go through it if you want to actually learn about what are citation indices. Where the impact factor is published. It gets published annually, okay, in journal citations reports. So this is the link where you can find the impact factor of any journal, A to Z. They are alphabetically arranged, and a few journals which have their name started with numerals like 3 biotech or 2D printing, 3D printing. Okay, so that with they have numerics, so they will come first in the alphabetical order. So how it is actually calculated? As I was talking about, applicable for minimum of 3 years of publication. Those journals who have already completed their 3 years after publication, it is applicable only for those journals. So what data actually it requires for the calculation? It is the average number of citations received per article. Okay, so they are calculated for articles published in that journal during 2 previous years. Okay, so as per Thomson's Reuters site, it is actually a meaningful connection. The citation is what? Citation is actually a meaningful connection created by the research community in the process of describing their research, right? So, if I give you a specific example just to have a correlation of what actually the impact factor is, say I just am saying that this particular journal have an impact factor of 4 in the year 2018. What does it mean? It means that its papers which were published in the year 2016 and 2017, they received 4 citations each on average in the year 2018. Okay, so the 2018 impact factor will get published in the year 2019, so they cannot be calculated until all the 2018 publications has been processed by the indexing agency, which is Thomson Reuters. Fine, hope you understood that. If we are talking about the present year, then previous 2 years data will be calculated, and its index, its impact factor will come in upcoming year. Fine, so 3 total years are actually involved. So the exact formula, if we say, it is a fraction of two numbers. What are those numbers? If we say they are x and y, then for a particular year, say 2018 as an example, x is the number of times article published in 2016 and 2017 were cited by the index journals during 2018, divided by the total number of, this is not b, this is y is the total number of citable items, like total articles which got published and reviews which got published by that journal in the year 2016 and 2017. Okay, now we must know, after all this discussion, there are a few key points we must know. Not all journals have impact factor, right? They must be indexed in Web of Science to have an impact factor. First thing, a journal has only one impact factor, but it may be listed in more than one category. Fine, it will have one impact factor. It might be the case that the same journal falls under the category of life sciences, in pharmaceutical sciences, as well as biotechnology. Fine, so it may be listed in more than one category, but it has always a single impact factor value. So impact factor can vary across the disciplines. Okay, so what does this mean? It means that it should not be considered in isolation, but in comparison to other journal in the same category. If we are talking about literature, so what is the maximum impact factor of journals in that particular category? That should always be considered while we are discussing about the any of the journal of literature. Okay, so a 5-year impact factor may also be included in some of the disciplines. Okay, so that is also calculated. Now the take home message is, identify the journal in which to publish. It is the particular use of impact factor. Second thing, it is used to identify the journals which are relevant to your research. Third, it confirms the status of journals in which you have published. Okay, so as per the websites of Thomson Reuters, it says the impact factor of a journal should be compared to the impact factor of other journal within the same subject category. So this is mandatory. Okay, so you must always compare the same subject category to have an idea where that particular journal lies. This is how the journal citation reports full journal list looks like. And if we talk about a few examples in the multidisciplinary journals of Nature, like Nature, Nature Communications, Scientific Reports, and Scientific Data, you can compare their impact factors. Nature have 2-year impact factor of 43.070 for the year 2018. Nature Communications has 11.878. Scientific Reports have an impact factor of 4.011, and Scientific Data has impact factor of 5.929. If we talk about more specifically pharmaceuticals journal, a few pharmaceutical journals I have taken as an example. You can go to the website of that particular journal, simply put the name of the journal on Google. It will redirect you to its publisher, that website, and you can easily get to know what is the impact factor of that particular journal. Okay, like in this particular screenshot, you can see Journal of Control Release. supports open access, and at the left hand side you can easily see the site score and the impact factor. So the impact factor for the year 2018 of this particular journal is 7.901. Another example, you can see International Journal of Pharmaceutics. Its impact factor you can see here, it is 4.213. Okay, so this is again 2018 impact factor. The impact factor measures the average number of citations received in a particular year by papers published in journal during 2 preceding years. So this is as per Journal Citations Report, Leverett Analyst 2019. So once you have your cursor on this I, okay, so then it will be reflecting the meaning of the site score. The same way, once I put my cursor on I, then it has shown the information about impact factor. Fine. So this is about International Journal of Pharmaceutics for year 2018. Its impact factor is 4.213. And for advanced drug delivery reviews, it publishes reviews only, and you can see its impact factor, it is 15.519. okay. Another example, European Journal of Pharmacology, you can see its impact factor, it is 3.17. Another example, European Journal of Pharmaceutics and Biopharmaceutics, the impact factor is 4.708. So this way you can get the information about all the journals whenever you put their name on the website, if they are under the Web of Science. Okay, so only then Thomson Reuters will give its index in terms of impact factor. So in nutshell, we have talked about what actually impact factor talks about. It's a meter or an indicator of importance of journal in its particular field. We have seen that Eugene Garfield actually introduced this terminology, impact factor. He was the founder of Institute of Scientific Information. It is applicable only for journals, that too 3-year-olds. It is calculated by Thomson Scientifics and it gets published in Journal Citation Reports. It is calculated by average number of citations received per article divided by the total articles published in that journal during the 2 preceding years. And we have seen the specific examples and the formula how to calculate it, and a few facts about impact factor. Then we have seen a few impact factors and their impact factor of journals and their comparison. Of course, every journal is having its own value, so just to cater the attention of reader, it's a kind of parameter. I hope you enjoyed this video and you find it informative. Do write your comments in the comment section. Subscribe my channel and share it on social media. Thank you.